Hi everybody, GenAI Analytics warmly welcomes you to our latest exploration in the world of cryptocurrency. Introducing Crypto Portfolio, a comprehensive dive into the dynamic realm of digital assets using Tableau desktop. So this is how our crypto portfolio dashboard looks like. Before deep diving into the dashboard, how this dashboard works, let's look at the data sets which we have used to build this dashboard. So that data set is been captured from finance.yahoo.com. And here, for example, the Bitcoin, we do have our historical data from this particular date range to this date range, and we downloaded it from here. And that too in the form of CSV or in the Excel. So once this data is been downloaded in the CSV or in the Excel file, then we migrated the same to our Tableau universe. After that, we built this beautiful report out of that. So this dashboard is built using various time intelligence calculated fields and parameters. We can actually increase or decrease the date granularity from daily to weekly to monthly. Accordingly, all the metrics, the trend lines, the bar charts, right, will change respectively. Here on the top, we can just select which digital coin we want to see. If I select a Bitcoin, then all these metrics and the data will get changed with respect to the selection made, right? Let's hide this. So without wasting much time, let's get our hand dirty to build this dynamic dashboard into Tableau Public. So here is my blank canvas. So let's pull our data. So my data is here in the form of Excel file. I'm just pulling it. So this is how my raw data looks like. I'd have date column, open, high, low, close. These are the prices in US dollars. And then we do have our volume, coin and market cap. And these are our prices and the volumes, right? So now how to start? We have to increase and decrease the granularity, right? So our dashboard is being set to 12 days or 12 weeks or 12 months, right? So here, if I'm selecting here monthly, then I'm seeing the data for the last 12 months. And if I select here daily, then I'm seeing the data for the last 12 days, right? So this functionality we have to implement here. So for that, let me show you how this raw date looks like. Change it to discrete. So we do have our 1 year of data starting from February 13, 2023 till February 13, 2024. We have to limit this for the last 12 days or last 12 weeks or last 12 months. So how to do that? So to start with, let's create a calculated field named as max date, and I'll use the fixed LOD here just to fix my max date, right? So that no filter can change this, right? It will be a fixed. So now this is my max date. Now for let's create a calculated field last 12 days. So I'll use the date diff. So date diff and date part will be day. The starting will be my date field and the end date will be my max date, and it should be less than 12, and same date diff day date will be my start date and max date will be my end date, should be greater than equal to 0. So I want to limit the data starting from 0 day and less than 12, right? So then give me my date and apply. Okay, now just drag it and see what we get. Make it discrete. You see, starting from February 13 till February 2nd, right? So now similarly we will do for last 12 weeks. Easy, right? Same thing, date diff. Now this time we will use this as week. The start date will be my date, end date will be my max date, right? So the difference of my date and the max date should be less than 12, and the same difference, I'm just copying it, and the same difference should be greater than equal to 0. Then give me date. Now this date should be in the form of week, right? So I'll use the date trunk, and the date part I need is week. So I'll be getting a week start date, right? So for each we can call it a date week, right? Apply. Okay, now drag it and see what we get here. Now if you see February 11th, so this is the week start date, so which is Monday, right? So it is taking Monday as the week start date. So February 11th, February 4th, February 28th, so on and so forth. So these are our last 12 weeks. We will exclude these nulls when we migrate this in the trend line or in the parameters. So now the last thing is last 12 months. Same if date part is now month, start date will be my date, end date will be my max date. Same formula, and should be greater than equals to 0. Then give me again date trunk. The date part is month, and date field is date. Simple, right? So now see how this looks like. Easy. February, January, December, November till March. So these are our 12 months. Now let's create a parameter. Give it a name as date granularity. We will use it as integer list 1 will be my daily, 2 will be my weekly, and 3 will be my monthly. Okay, let's see. Show parameter daily, weekly, or monthly. Cool. So now this parameter won't do anything right now, right? We have to link our these 12 days, 12 months, and 12 weeks with this parameter. So how we will do that, I'll tell you. So now give this a name as granular date field, right? So now here I'll use the case statement. I'll use my parameter case date granular when 1 means daily, then give me the last 12 days, when 2 give me last 12 weeks, when 3 then give me last 12 months. And very simple calculation. Oops, something is wrong. Okay, when 1 we have to use then, right? Then right, when 1 then last 12 days, when 2 then last 12 weeks, when 3 then last 12 months. Okay, now drag this here, make this to day and make it as a discrete. And now see, my parameter is set to monthly, that's why I'm seeing here last 12 months. If I change it weekly, now I'm seeing here last 12 weeks. If I select daily, now I'm seeing here last 12 days, right? It's working, my parameter is working. Great. Let's start with building this bar chart, right? So this bar chart is we are seeing the value only on the max date, which is February 13th, and rest of the bars we are seeing the values on hover, right? And this same value we are seeing here. So since this bar chart is with respect to the trading volume, so $0.51 billion is the trading volume on February 13. The same is reflected here. If I select any of the other bars, so the value will get changed with respect to the selected bar. If I deselect it, then I'll get the default, the last date value. So let's build this now. Start with the date granular field, change it to day and discrete, drag it to okay here. Now my volume, right? So this is my volume, so this is my trading volume. So let's make a calculated field as trading volume. I'll write a formula, trading volume, and give a formula as here, sum of volume. Very simple formula. I'll drag this here. I'll change the format to, let's say, currency dollars and billion dollars, right? Now from here I'll exclude this null. Now I'll change it to the bar chart. I'll change the alignment. I'll make it as an entire view. Let's clean this. First, everything none. Here also everything none. I do not need any trend line, do not need any reference line, do not need any rulers. Okay, cool, right? Now we have our trading volume and the dates, right? We can select the parameter and this will change. Okay, perfect. So now what we have to do is we have to push a value here on the last bar, right? So this is our maximum date for the selected parameter, which is February 1. So I need to see the value for trading volume only on the last bar, which is February 1. So how to do that? So for that, let's create a calculated field, window max date. So I'll use the formula window max and then the max of granular date field, which we just created. Apply. Okay, right? So now we do have our window max date here. Now we have to calculate the trading volume for that window max. So window max table calc, if max of granular date field equals to window max date, then give me the trading volume. And simple. Okay, now drag this here and compute using date granular field. Now if you see, now let's make it a dual axis and synchronize axis, right? So now we are on our track. So now we have to beautify this. Let's remove the show header, edit axis. We do not want to show this, and format the dates. Let's say, let's format it DDYY, right? DDYY. Now let's exclude these nulls, hide indicator. Now open this thing, press CTRL and drag this to the label. Now here we can see the value, and let's format this value to our standard form, $1 billion, right? $1 billion. Okay, and let's make this bold. Apply. Cool. So this step is done. Let's hide this. I do not want to see these boxes. Let's remove this. Okay, great. So trading volume bar chart, trading volume bar chart. So this is the trading volume bar chart. Now I have to modify the tooltip, right? So here the tooltip will looks like right here, trading volume, and here the date. Apply. Okay, the same thing we have to do it here as well, the trading volume, date. Cool, right? So it is modified. Now this is done. Now the next thing is we have to give the shades to these bars. So as I said, in our application, the portfolio, we are seeing the red and the green. So the green are the ones if they goes above the average, and red are the ones if they are below the average. I'll show you what I mean. Let's see what's the average first. So let's add a reference line, and value is average. Reference line can be this black. Let's make this as orange, right? Press OK. Now this is my average, right? So the bars which are going beyond this average line, which is this and this, so these 4 bars will be shaded as green, and rest bars will be shaded as red, right? So how to do that? For that, what we have to do is we have to create a calculated field, trading volume color, right? So if my sum of, or if my trading volume, which is my sum of volume, is less than window average of trading volume, then if it is less, then give me red, else give me green. And so the trading volume, if my trading volume is less than the window average of the trading volume, then give me red, else give me green. Simple formula. Apply. OK. Now drag this to the color shelf here as well as here, right? Now just change this green, let's say, to this green, and change this red to this red. Apply. Okay. Now let's remove this reference line since we do not need it anymore, right? And let's make this bars a little bit shorter. Okay, perfect. So till here we are good. Let's see if my parameter is working. If I select daily, then I can see my daily charts. If I select weekly, right? And if I select monthly, okay, cool. So this is done. Now similarly, we have to build the same thing for the line chart, right? So let's build the same thing for the line chart as well. So the step is pull the great date granularity field, and then price, right? The price is the last closed price. So I'll use the formula trading price, the sum of closed price. Apply OK. Drag this here. Change it to the line chart. Or before that, just go a step back. Exclude this null. Now change it to the line chart. Now what you are seeing here is a trend line. Now this sheet also need to be beautified, and we have to change the colors, plus we have to see this trading price value for the last date here. So there are some steps that we need to replicate, right? So we do have our window max date, right, which we just created. Then we have to replicate this formula. So I'm just making this a duplicate, edit. So here instead of volume, I'll just write price, and let's give it a name, window max table calc price. Apply OK. Now this I will drag it here. So here it's a dot, because if it's not a dot here, then you can select a circle from here, make a size, you can adjust the size from here. Now just make it a dual axis and synchronize axis. Okay, right, and compute using the date. Let's hide this indicator, remove this show header, edit axis, and remove this. We are just beautifying. Remove this. Okay, cool. Now I want to see the value also here, right? So so the value will look like okay, so first of all, okay, so the value will look like if it is less than the average, then it will be red. If it is greater than the average, then it will be green. Simple. So for that, what we have to do is we will use this same formula, right? So I'll just duplicate this, give it a name, trading price color. So if my trading price is less than trading price this, then give me red, else give me green. Okay, these are simple straightforward steps. Trading price. Now this trading price, I'll drag this to the color shelf, and here also to the color shelf. Now if you see, change this to this, change this to this green, and change this to this red. You can select whatever shade you want, right? Okay, now the last step is I want to see the value here. So to see the value, open this, press CTRL and drag this to card label. Now format this a bit, billions to 2 decimal place. Okay, so the price is not in billions, so we'll just keep it as none for a while, right? Now apply. Okay, okay, and let's make it a bold. Okay, let's beautify this sheet. It is beautified. Now okay, now the tooltip. So this will be date, not need this trading color, and this will be trading price. Okay, the trading price and date. Similarly here as well, so this will be my date. We do not need this trading price. Oh, sorry, we do not need this trading color, we need this trading price. Okay, great. Now this trading price also should be formatted. Okay, and in the pane as well. Okay, so now we are good. And let's remove this show header. We do not need this. Great, so we have our red and green. Let's see if our parameter is working here. Show parameter, daily, weekly, and monthly. Boom, great. So it's working. Let's give it a name, trading price, trend line, trading price, trend line. Now the next thing is building this metrics KPI cards with the variations, right? And this text here, our maximum date is Feb 13. So whatever number we are seeing here should be reflected here. But if I select any of the bars, then the number should change, or else by default the number what is here, we should see that number here. Okay, so now this is basically the number which we get on the max date. So this functionality, this kind of functionality, I'll tell you in my next video of this crypto portfolio tutorial. So stay tuned for the next video.